What's up, what's up, what's up? How y'all feeling today? Of course, this is Saturdays with Mr. Ella Friends.
How many of us have them?
Yeah, all my friends is in the building. I got BrownEyes to my left. My husband making sure I don't act a fool.
My mandingo, protect me.
Really, you just said that. By the way, her husband is really from Africa, so this joke is really inappropriate.
You know he's
I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say something. I had to catch myself.
Don't do it.
I'll
Don't
do that.
do it. No.
He's my kid. He's my kid.
You make that joke, but yeah, they actually went to the movies that way after the movie came out. I know you did. I saw the pictures. Jeez. This is Saturdays with Mr. Ella Friends. How many of us have them? And I have all my friends in the building. The commissioner is keeping us in check and making sure we're on time. When she's not trying to bite the breakfast sandwich, because yeah, let me tell you what just happened. I'm like, should we be like into interview right now? She's like midway through the sandwich, mid-chew. Look at her, look at her, look at her. Say something in the microphone.
I actually have to eat sometimes.
Eating is important.
Okay, thank
you.
I don't know if you know that, but yeah.
As long as I got coffee, I don't let this is my energy. This is my gasoline, right? Gasoline.
Sometimes my popcorn and wine diet don't do it.
Okay, all right. They have movie theaters that actually do that. Popcorn and wine while watching the movie. So, all my friends is in the building. Of course, how can I never remember your husband's name?
Shegun.
Oh, that's why.
Shegun.
Oh, that's the part. I remember the old
Shegun.
Shegun is in the building.
Yeah, Shegun is in the building.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
I kept calling him +1. I was like, that was more inappropriate than your mandingo joke, actually.
That was a joke. Okay.
Jeez. He wasn't filming at that time, I think. But our cameras are going. All 4 of our cameras are going.
Yeah.
Rob Finesse is in the building. He's looking like he's busting down a sandwich also. Everybody's having breakfast.
It's early.
It's breakfast. It's not that early. It's actually... Yeah, it's early. It's really good. Especially coming all the way up from New Jersey to hang out with us.
Wasn't too bad.
D-Roy 1 is in the building with us. DJ Fame doesn't stop DJing at all. He takes no breaks.
Yeah.
What is that about, Fame? Talk to me. Why don't you take a break? I don't get it. He's alive. He just laughs. I gave him like a moment to say something. He was just like, So I've known you for quite some time. The young lady that's sitting next to me, you probably can't tell, but she's a glamour, right?
Definitely
a community activist.
Yes.
A former rapper, now raptivist.
Yeah.
I feel like you've always been a raptivist, though.
I've always been
to be
a
fair.
raptivist, absolutely.
Organizer. Not just community organization, but all different types of organizing. Like the first time I saw you, you organized about 60 goons to be on stage with you. I mean, we're not talking about like regular guys who pass in the street or the train going to work. We're talking about they might get you. I'm just saying. It was one of them situations where I was wrapping my book bag around my arm like, oh my gosh.
They wasn't that bad.
No, I mean, they looked like they were fearless. You had a fearless group of guys on the stage that you were managing and coordinating on stage. And I thought that it was incredible. When my team saw it, they were like, yeah, we need to be doing that right there. And we looked for our 60 people to stand on stage next to us. So I think the highest number we got to was 20, bro.
Oh, well, 20 is a good
But
number.
it was inspiring watching you. I think it was the Guest Riders, and what was the other? The Foot Soldiers and the Guest Riders. Right?
And the Guest Riders.
So I've known her for quite some time while doing shows like local talent shows in Brooklyn and in your hometown, Far Rockaway, right?
Yeah, when I'm born and raised in Brooklyn.
You say that,
Brownsville,
but
Brooklyn.
you left us.
That's how
I met you.
That's how I know the guest riders, Smooth, Hustler, Trickler, Gambler.
No, you say all of that, but
and then I moved out to Rockaway because y'all guns got too big in Brooklyn.
Really?
You know, but then they bought them out to Far Rockaway, so I should have stayed, you know, in Brooklyn anyway, you know.
You had to do the guns on stage with you. What are you talking about? Like, looking at these dudes like, all of them got llamas. All of them. And they dancing. So, like, yo, these niggas like, I feel but they'll get you right outside. What you got on you, fam? You don't need those sneakers. Run those side. And they smile through the rock.
That was their competitive spirit. That's what that was.
Right.
Competitive spirit. You know.
I loved it though. It was great energy. It was felt like it brought an intense energy to that stage, and you helped a lot of young artists see what power on a stage and what that looks like on our platform. Good times.
I'm on it. It was very good times to connect and meet with so many different people, being that I was, you know, I moved to Far Rockaway when I was like 16 years old, right before I had my daughter. So most of my life growing up was Brownsville, Brooklyn. I grew up on...
You can't say that.
Yeah.
You said you was in Brooklyn until 16. Yeah. How old are you now? Come on, man. You left us a long time ago.
I left Far Rockaway, went to Atlanta. I have now left Atlanta.
I've been in Jersey
for 10 years, so I've been all around. I've been from Brooklyn to Far Rockaway to ATL, and now I'm in New Jersey, back here in Brooklyn.
And doing the same work.
Back to the church, doing the same work.
I saw a clip on your Instagram the other day where what were you protesting that day? I don't even remember anything going down, but you was out in the street saying, I'm mad at it! Stop that shit!
Well, you know, if there's anything I'm protesting or I'm angry at, there's always something
you know the big topic of this week is that Roe versus Wade.
Yes, I do.
What?
I do know. That's a very big topic, and I just think that everybody have a right to their choice, what they want to do with their body. That's the main thing that I have to say about that. I don't know why people want to take people's rights away from what they choose to do, you know, but a woman should have a choice, you know, to what they want to do with their bodies. That should not be up to the government. So that's what I feel about that whole thing.
What do you feel about like the people stands that feel like after a certain time in your pregnancy, now it's a full child?
Well, that's getting into, you know, the technical and the scientific of it all, and everybody have their beliefs and their feelings, and I try not to get caught in them because you can get caught up into a nasty rabbit hole with that. But my firmest stand on it all
is
the reason why the baby's dead. People should have a choice. They should still have a choice. You know, like what if somebody gets raped? You know, like do they have a choice?
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't have a choice in what happened to them, so why shouldn't they have a choice in what they want to do with the outcome? So it could be all type of scenarios that
absolutely
happen.
Agree with that perspective.
Yeah, so you know,
absolutely.
Choice is important.
Very important.
Yes, definitely. So
do you think choice could be an illusion sometimes?
It could be illusion to those who don't understand that person's choice, but people still have a right to the choice.
Tell me about the t-shirt you're rocking. I feel like you got your community shirt on.
The t-shirt I'm rocking right now is
Community Vibes with Brown Eyes. That shit rhymes.
That's why I put it that way. You know, Community Vibes.
Wait up. Your husband got the same shirt on? Hold on, open up.
Yes, baby.
Y'all out here.
Y'all
out here repping Community Vibes with Brown Eyes. I like that title.
You know, we gotta get you a shirt. You know,
you should have had it with you. Really?
Well, I just started making.
I just canceled all the orders.
Look, we
Commissioner, keep all the shirts in the truck.
Look, we a low-income organization right now. You know, we can't be giving away stuff. We're trying to sell them the game.
You donate, you get a shirt.
Hey, we're just trying to come up, you know, in the community doing our thing, you know.
You said the t-shirts is incentive to donate.
Exactly. Bro, you definitely get yours.
I hear you 100%. That's dope though.
Yeah, I created.
And you had a long-time mentor of both of ours on your show recently.
Yeah.
I didn't see it yet, but I gotta go to your YouTube page And it's there, right? Please tell me it's on YouTube.
It's on there. Yeah.
How many episodes are you up to right now?
Well, right now we up to our 5th episode. I just started a new spin-off show called Catch the Vibe with Brown Eyes because I'm getting interviews out of state, so I now have to interview online.
So you got a second show?
A second show, yeah. I had to do it because they can't come into the studio in New Jersey.
Gotcha.
So it's a different look, a whole different thing. So I had to name it different and give it a different feel.
Completely different brand.
Our first show is coming out this Thursday. Catch the Vibe with Mike Jones. He
Catch the Vibe.
just did a
Mike
movie.
Jones.
Yes, a movie called Never Again. It's about Juneteenth and it's a powerful movie. He's catching a lot of controversy. It's coming out on Juneteenth.
Oh.
June 19th. Called Never Again. And it was my honor to interview. He's going to be on the show next Thursday talking about, the whole history in the making of it. So I'm excited about that.
You're moving kind of quick, huh?
I don't know. Things are just happening so fast. I'm just trying to keep up with the flow and go with the flow, of the community. And they're interested in connecting with others, which the show represents. So
I always prided you for making sure that you nurture your own network, because it's like a lot of times people think our net worth is other people's networks.
Right.
When it's already our internal closed circuit of networking friends, like we all are connected to other people. Which is one of the reasons why I built this platform, because I was promoting one of my albums, and I found difficulty connecting to other people's platforms and networks, and I said, wait a minute. And over time, before albums and all that, I did understand that our successes will come in fixing a problem that we have.
Right.
And one problem I felt like there were no platforms to represent what I wanted to talk about in terms of delivering the messages about my music. And then that's when we landed here and we became here. We've been here over a year now. So
congratulations!
We've done over 100 interviews on this platform. I think you're like interview number 106 maybe.
106. I gotta put that number. I might have to play that later.
I'll confirm.
We'll confirm the number.
Oh yeah.
But we did. The commissioner was interview number 100 about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, we had our 1 year anniversary party. We did a 15-hour live broadcast here on the station. We had 17 performers, 8 interviews? No, 7 interviews and 6 DJs. Yeah, it was a crazy night.
Wow, that is one. I really love that.
15 hours strong, real crazy. So we're trying to develop the same community here so that people can understand that your network is right next to you.
Right. It's right next to you and surrounding you, and that's why I refer to myself as a raptivist, because I started community work when I was 10 years old. I was one of the kids on the block and on Pacific Street, in Saratoga, and it was Hopkinton Avenue, but it's now Thomas and Boylan. I was just one of those kids out there helping them organize the block parties, any of the adults that were doing things in the community. I was always that kid that was giving out flyers, knocking on people's doors.
So if anybody wanted to fight the power right now, they're going to call you?
Fight the power!
You want to fight the power right now?
Yes.
Call Community Vibes with BrownEyes.
Yes, please call me. If it's for a good cause and it's going to benefit all in the community, I'm down for it.
The Tamara Burley thing was a bad cause, but it needed to be said. It needed to be said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of young black women do be getting mistreated by the justice system. She did it the wrong way, but something, it still put eyes on the situation.
Right. Well, all causes, have their things to it, but I try to involve myself in causes that I educate myself about and that I'm well aware of, so that when I'm going out there, I know what I'm talking about and what I'm doing.
So what's your next big agenda? Like, who's getting on your nerves right now? Right now.
My agenda is more so not to really attack someone that's getting on my nerves right now. It's more so to bring people together to make them aware of what's going on and what we can do constructively, even with the people that are getting on my nerves, and what we can do to improve it for all of us. So that young brown eyes that used to be out there ready to fight, rebel, sometimes, true leadership does not necessarily mean you have to have a fight with somebody you disagree with.
Right.
Sometimes you have to get together with the people who disagree and come with a common,
figure out where the yes is.
And where the yes is, that's for all of us.
Yeah, negotiating yes, yeah, absolutely.
So, but sometimes you do have to fight, and I'm ready for those fights too, but
so you hold back the punch until they say, you like this, you're like, don't make me swing. Don't make me.
Like that first one you said, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay, don't change it. Like that.
Are you guys dealing with the changing of the district lines in New Jersey? Are you guys going through the same thing? Because here in Brooklyn and in the New York area, they're changing the actual districts, and I think a judge actually stopped them from changing the district lines temporarily, but they're trying to remark the districts
Right.
to, I guess, to change the empowerment of neighborhoods.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you asked me that because I just interviewed Dr. Akil Kalfani, who's running for Congress in New Jersey, and he explained how every 10 years they do that in every state.
Oh.
You know, to revamp the idea of, you know, like, because if you don't do that, then those people in that area won't be able to pick who they want to, you know, run or over, you know, rule in their state or their city, or certain options that's for their city. They might not have enough people, you know, as population grows, maybe now they're heavy, maybe now we don't have people over here.
Right.
So they do
So
that every 10 years.
people might move out the neighborhood,
Yeah.
so they gotta change.
Exactly, so they have to change up the district according to the population and, you know, different things
Okay,
like that. So,
that makes sense.
yes.
Okay, but why would a judge get in the way and say, I don't like the way you mark these districts?
Well, maybe it has something to do with legal parameters or something that have to do with, you know, causing a certain group of people. I'm not sure. I would have to.
Are you okay with the 420 friendly room? Because the cloud just hit my nose just now, and I was like, oh.
Well, you know, cloud's been hitting my nose since I worked in the building.
Anybody has D-Royal and Ron Finesse on the Chiba train, jeez.
It's early in the morning, we're trying to get right, you know?
Wake and bake.
I think the word that you're looking for is disenfranchised. Making
Yes,
sure that
absolutely.
certain people are disenfranchised.
Yes.
In the community.
Oh, okay.
So they do that.
That's
in
a
every
really
state.
big word for my vocabulary.
I know.
She had her sandwich this morning.
I was,
so
oh, that's what it
got the
is.
fuel she needs. She can come up with that.
Okay, all right. Anything past 3 syllables, that should go error message.
Yes.
You ever seen the ER when you
You know how your parents used to tell you to eat something before you go to school and take that test, so you ain't gonna be able to think straight? That's what she did this morning. So thank you for that.
You should appreciate me thinking straight. We got a long day.
Yeah, we got like recordings all day, mixes all day.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a long, because the studio's upstairs actually. If you got a chance, you can come up and check out the recording studio.
Yeah,
it's on the 5th floor upstairs, Movie Studios.
I'm surprised
upstairs.
me and you ain't never recorded nothing together.
You ain't ready. You ain't ready.
Oh, Lord,
You ain't ready.
people
Let me know
out
when
there,
you're
y'all out there
ready.
listening and y'all know Brown Eyes, y'all let Mr. L know that I've been ready. I was born ready.
Listen. I put out 15 albums last year. You could have been on any one of those. I'm out here. We in the streets. Rob Finesse got a new project. He fixing up. D-Roy1 got an album he working on. I'm still begging DJ Fame for their famous One Edits album. And the commissioner is trying to jump on some features. She's on. You on here? She did a song with Serious Voice called "Hear Me Roar." Dope record.
Okay, I gotta hear
And
that.
then they killed the show, so we had a 1-year party celebrating all the albums we put out. And we had 15 performances, and their performance, I got a call from my uncle, like, hey, so I heard these women outshowed you on your own show, and I'm like, yeah.
You tell that story on every show.
Uncle John called. I could tell I made him
When
so
family
proud. I didn't
calls.
tell him what I did. That story got around. Uncle John always, he probably checked it right now watching us on Facebook or something like that. He's a Facebook.
Well, you know what, my music, I think my music is more connected to what I'm doing at the time in terms of activism. You know,
We just did a show together.
We just did a show together,
Yeah.
and I had a message in that, performance.
And you were not doing rap though.
No, I was doing my new thing, my Afrobeat song.
Why you looked at your husband and you said, my Afro beats?
Because that's what I'm crazy about right now.
Okay,
So,
alright.
I created a new song and I wanted to share it, with the young people to encourage them to answer their calling in this life. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has a purpose, everybody has a calling, and a lot of us run from it, and that's why we can't find peace and happiness in our lives, because we have a gift that we need to get into to be out there living our purpose. So,
I was talking to this guy in Popeyes. And it was weird because he stopped me to ask him he wanted me to buy him a breast and a biscuit because he was hungry. And I was just like, I didn't have time. I was rushing to the
did he
studio.
say it like that?
He
A
said-
breast and a biscuit?
Yeah, he said, yo, could you give me a breast and a biscuit? Straight up, he said,
Very
excuse me,
specific.
sir, could you give me a breast and a biscuit? I'm hungry.
Wow.
And I was rushing. I was like, I ain't got time. And I'm walking toward the train station, and I look back and I watch him ask the second person. Then he asked the third person. They all rejected him. And I looked and said, I text Phoenix because he was in the studio waiting for me. I said, yo, I'm gonna miss this train. Be there in a minute though. Go back to the bro and said, yo, let's get the biscuit and the breast. Yeah. So we go to get that, right? And there's a couple of other elders in the Popeyes. They're just talking about something, and he mentioned the guy because he was the little disheveled.
Right.
He was looking like he was going through something financially.
Right.
And he didn't have a place. He didn't have a place. And he started talking about all the violence with the young kids in the streets. And I said, you look like you've been in New York in the 80s and in the 90s. And you know there was a time where it was a lot more dangerous in these streets than, like, it was way more dangerous. I'm not making an excuse for the current situation.
Right.
But the world is asking us to be sane in an insane world.
Right.
These kids are losing their minds. They're getting this information, like, we assume that the kids know better. And I think we should stop assuming they know better and just say, you could do better. Because I was trying to tell the small group in that Popeyes that they were all they created a congregation around the idea why the kids are being irresponsible. And I said, it's our responsibility to show them that little bit of money they're chasing while doing that crime, they can make more money doing this. And if you just said that, it might completely change their perspective. Because it's harder to put together the ghost gun, find the parts, build it, than it is to fill out an application and just wrap up some prints and deliver it. Because that's what I did as a young man.
Right.
And you can make more money doing the simpler job than you doing that.
Right.
And it's less risky. But if we don't say that, that other thing gets glamorized so much it looks like it's the best way and the fastest way to get lit.
Right, exactly.
And we have to tell our children, bro, you can make more paper doing this. And they'll probably change trajectory. Like, I watched it happen to my son never was a bad kid, but I did tell him, these are the things you probably should, if you want to be successful, you should be looking out for them. And he followed through on those, and I was just like, damn, that's just the power of the conversation. You'd be surprised who you inspire. And I'm pretty sure I changed the perspective of 4 elders that might approach a child different now.
Right, and that's a beautiful thing because that's what's needed. Because young people, nowadays, even back then, we wanted instant gratification.
Exactly.
We didn't want to work our way up, and even more so now. You got, I work at a job where I do the hiring, sometimes, and a lot of the younger hirees, they come in and they want to know why can't I make how much money as he making. He been here 50 years, and I'm doing the same thing he gonna be doing. So there's no entry level for them. It's like if he's making $70,000 from it, it doesn't matter if he's been here for 50 years and worked up to that. I want that. So they don't want to work for it. They want to instantly because I'm doing the same thing. What makes him better than me because he's been here long? He's still doing the same work. So I want the same thing. But I think it needs to be more adults because we as an adult
actually makes sense.
Community,
I actually like the way the kids fight for that money. Because back in the days, they'd be like, so $4 an hour, you'd be like, yes. Now they're like, bro, $4, 40 an hour. They like,
yes.
And there's a lot of opportunities out there. So I've been looking at the job market, and they're right. There are a lot of jobs out there, and they're paying a lot.
They paying
Decent money.
And they got the at-home jobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of top paying remote jobs out there available. I've seen them, and I'm like, whoa.
But you know what I like about young people today? They're serious entrepreneurs. Like you go to a lot of young people, they're like, I got my t-shirt business, we got this business. They're creating their own job, their own source of income. They're not paying.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense too. Doesn't make sense.
And I like that. I like the way they're evolving and they're learning from the past generation what they don't want to do and what they need to do to create for themselves.
There was a meme. There was a meme from some rich guy, and he said, "It's not my dad's fault that I grew up poor. It's my dad's fault that I became rich because I watched him grow up poor." And I was like, whoa.
It's not only the kids either. Adults, like grown-ass people, are learning the same thing. You have 4 million people that quit their job again in March.
Yes.
Did you hear about the guy who wanted to become an artist, right? Some guy. He didn't know how to draw, but he wanted to become an artist. So every day he drew a thing every day for like 1,500 days, right? Just something. He doodled it. And then when this whole NFT thing came out, he decided to publish all 1,500 pieces of artwork that he did every day to while he learned how to be an artist, and he made him $7 million.
Wow. Maybe I should start doing it today.
1,500 days of doodling got him a $7 million buyout.
Wow. See, but that's what I'm saying. Your gifts, your skills people are learning how to use that now to create, you know, economics and finances for themselves.
Yeah.
So kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the same, what's incredible about that is the guys who own the Basquiat collection tried to do an NFT and couldn't sell one NFT. But this guy with the 1,500 doodles got his NFT off and made $7 million.
He took his time and he made it work for him, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, opportunities out there. I say that to say opportunities out there. You just gotta go out there and get it, and you gotta be a beast at it. You gotta be relentless to you, and you can't stop dreaming. This is something that Damon Dash says all the time. Like sometimes you complete a goal and you get some successes, and then you forget about another plan or another thing or what's next.
Right.
Like you gotta it never ends.
Right.
Like the day you stop dreaming is the day you die.
You can't stop dreaming.
Your body dies with your dreams.
Right, and the part of why some people don't live their dreams is because of fear. You know, fear, low self-esteem, and afraid to step out of failing.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
So, a lot of people, and you know, we depend on our friends and family sometimes when that's not the people that's going to take you to that next plateau. You got to step out so the people can see you, and they come, and the people who's supposed to be there come along and help you become successful.
Absolutely.
So it's real.
Your best support will come from new people you bring in.
Absolutely. Yep.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question. What is something, a quote or a saying that you use to keep you motivated? What's a quote that inspires you?
A quote that inspires me is if not you, then who? If not here, then where? And if not now, then when? You know, and I always say that to myself. You know, even when bad things happen that I don't like, you know, I say, if not you, then who? And what are you going to do with this situation to create something that's going to be helpful for yourself and others instead of soaking in it and making it worse and making it a defeat for you? You know, and so that's what I always say to myself. And I've been through a lot. People might not know it, you know, but it's because of that. Because I always self-affirmation, give myself self-affirmations. It was hard being a female rapper growing up, being, you know, all the critiques on me as a woman, as an overweight woman, or all kinds of different things people, you know, put on me to try to knock me down, and sometimes it did, emotionally. But I always got back up and said, you know what, I have something that I need to do, and it doesn't concern them. So if not me, then who? But that doesn't mean I have to stop. Right. So that's why I continue on no matter what. You know
I ain't never saw that chink in your arm, girl. I ain't never saw that chink.
Well, it was there. It was there.
You ain't never showed over here. I always saw a powerful woman.
Thank you, but it was I had my moments. I did have my moments always, like anybody else.
How did the interview go with Pam Lewis?
It went very well. You know, I admire Pam because without her and a lot of her leadership, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I really enjoyed talking to her about her past as a young girl and how she got involved in activism until she worked her way all the way through, you know, leading young people throughout New York City and now in Connecticut. The phenomenal work that she's doing there is like
incredible.
It's incredible.
Incredible. The doors that opened up for her in Connecticut are incredible.
Those kids are gonna grow up like us. Like I remember when I was, you know, and
grab me by the head and say.
That's funny. I think one of y'all mutual friends checked, and I'm sure she knows. Right, Danny Diamonds. Good morning.
Oh, Danny Diamonds.
Shout out to Danny Diamonds.
Shout out to Danny, my brother.
We did shows with Danny Diamonds. We did some big shows with Danny Diamonds.
Yes,
we did a big
Diamonds.
Lincoln Center show with Danny Diamonds. That was dope. With all the kids. Shout out to Emerald. She did it with us too. Yeah, that was dope. Your daughter was in that performance too, wasn't she?
I think so.
Like your daughter was in that performance.
She probably was. My daughter hasn't performed for a while, but I think in that particular show she was.
How old are your grandkids?
My grandkids, well, my granddaughter, the oldest one, is 16. My grandson is 9, and my
hold on, you said your granddaughter is 16?
Yes.
I thought you were gonna be like 8, 9.
She's ready for college. You know,
wow.
This is her coming last year. She's gonna be a senior coming into the end of this year.
Which college
she's ready
she
for college?
You know?
I think she wants to go to Clark Atlanta University, but it keeps changing, so I'm not pretty sure. But she's at the top of her school in terms of academics, so I'm very proud of her.
Man,
you know, she works very hard.
Congratulations.
You know,
HBC, you got a couple dollars in support now too, so that's not bad.
Well, great. That's wonderful.
You
know.
Building.
So
man. What's going on in your life?
Thank you so
maybe
much
I can come out to be on Community Hours of BrownEyes.
You and Jerry need to come out on Community Vibe and us by, you know, on the show. We got to do that.
We'll rock
you know?
out. We got you.
New Jersey,
We
love
love
y'all
y'all
too.
too, so we'll come to Jersey.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we got some work to do with Sabrina Nicole in New Jersey. Shout out to the
And
Sabrina.
it wasn't a bad drive out here either. We could make it early.
Through the
like
rain.
this, you know, through the rain. Hey, I would have came through a storm. You know, because like it says, Mr. L and friends. And
How many of us have
Yeah,
them?
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You know, it's hard to find people where you can still connect with them after 25,
Yeah.
30
Hasn't
years.
been that long.
You know, it's been a long time.
95 is when
You know?
I first saw you on stage, I feel. No, 92. Wow.
92, because I came
92.
into performing. I started performing.
Wow, I've known you since
1970
1992.
something. I've been performing.
That's the first time I saw you with the guest writers on stage.
Yes, the guest
It was
writers.
1992.
It was like my little brothers, you know.
Wow. And then you did it again with Urkel and his friends doing
That's-
that.
I built the
Oh
Foot
my
Soldiers
God, that was
from Far
crazy.
Rockaway,
Wow.
all the
That
young
was
people
crazy.
from Far
Yeah, that was
Rockaway,
crazy.
who are all successful and doing well right
Yeah,
now. It's so good to see them, you know, as fathers, as, you know, adults in their lives, and all that contribute to the great work that we did together to help us become, you know, the adults that we are today. So it all makes a difference. Community work makes a difference. When you put your work into the community, community work comes back into you and create the person that you need to be successful.
Big shout out to Brown Eyes. Brown Eyes in the building. All my friends in the building. Brown Eyes telling you what it is with community vibes with Brown Eyes. And of course the commission is keeping us checking in order. I'm sorry.
I just, where can they find her if when they want to reach out to her? That's all.
Okay, if
Yeah,
anybody
where you at?
want to reach out, I'm everywhere. We got Community Vibes with Brown Eyes page on Instagram, on Facebook. We're on YouTube. I also have a Community Vibes website. It's communityvibesbe.com. We're still working on it, but it's workable. You know, you can go there and find information, and they can contact us if they want to at communityvibesbe@gmail.com.
There you go.
So we got a lot of ways to contact us. Please feel free to do so. If you know anybody that's doing anything great in the community, and you think they should get some light shed upon them, please let Community Vibe or even Mr. L know, and we'd be glad to
Connect it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah, so what's going on? And when we get back, we got DJ Famous in the building.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want him to spin or if I want him to just. I haven't, you know, Famous been here so much that we never really sat down and talked.
Yeah, I would love to hear him talk. I would love to hear him talk.
I think that's what's about to happen next. We'll be right back. This is Saturdays with Mr. Ella Friends. How many of us happened?
All right.